Now we're good, Holmes. Órale, cholo, choque, los tres chingones, boxing shots, all the chingones, y chingonas, man. All right, look, I'm on here solo for the moment being. The other chingones will be here in a few minutes. All right. Um, Let me go ahead. All right, I just sent it. Hey, how you doing? My friend right there from Apple Valley. How you doing, Zamora? Let me see. Hello, gentlemen. Have a good show. Hey, Mikey Benavides, number. I'll make sure he sees that. I'll make sure he sees that, Pastor. How you doing at Pachuco? All right. So while we're waiting for the other fellas to jump on, there's a lot of it's been kind of a little bit of a slow fight week this week and last week when we're talking about fights themselves, right? But there's a lot of cheese met to get into. But look, check this out, man. I want to go ahead and talk about a fight that you guys saw on the thumbnail that I put up there. How you doing, JC? Because this is gonna be a good fight. Is there any meaning to this fight? No, there isn't. This fight is completely meaningless, but it's gonna be entertaining. And I'm talking about Jose Zepeda versus Ivan Redcatch. All right, Zepeda is what 35 or something like that, 36. Let me see. I could pull up their ages right now. Okay, Jose Zepeda is 35 and Ivan Redcatch is 38 years old. Okay. What does this fight mean? It's just a badass fight, dog. That's it. Just for them to go in there, throw some chingazos, and for you and I to be entertained. These guys are just trying to gonna go out on a high note. Joaquin, what's going on, homie? Shouts to the 505, man. As a matter of fact, my homeboy from Albuquerque, he's down here this weekend. Let's see if we can link up and kick it. But I just want to throw a little bit of light to that fight. It's happening tonight. Tonight. So I am gonna catch it not live because I'm going to the movies to watch Beetlejuice with my son. But I definitely want to watch this fight, man. Ivan Redcatch, guess where he's from? Guess where he's from? Yes, he is Eastern European, dog. That's my people right there. G Funky, Kula, big dog. That's my people right there, dog. So, hey, man, Jose Zepeda versus Ivan Redcatch tonight. Badass, badass fight. Love the fight. Neither one of these guys have a. That's it, dog. The best of their career is well behind them, but it's a good fight. I like it. I like it, dog. Um, shoot, where's my pen at? All right, so I just talked to David. He's gonna be jumping on in just a second. Maybe I'll go ahead and ask him about the Zapata Red Catch fight. It's on the zone, by the way, tonight. If you guys want to go ahead and check it out, like I said, it's gonna be a really good fight. I'm definitely gonna watch it a little later on. But it's fights like this, dog, that I'm like, yes, yes, nobody cares about it, and it's completely meaningless, but it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. With that, while we wait for the fellas to jump on, homie, let's go ahead and let's talk a little bit about what happened over the weekend. I was at the fight. Still, okay, I was at the fight. Pacheco Selesky. Um, I really enjoyed myself, man. Um, I thought all the fights, at least all the fights that I seen, I thought they were all bangers. I thought they were all badass, dog. Okay. Um, when it comes to Diego. Okay. When it comes to young Diego, who's 23 years old, which I didn't really think about it till afterwards that, hey, that's right, man. This kid has fought, in different places around the world, man, than a lot of other fighters, especially American fighters. There's some American fighters that never fight outside of the US. Their whole career is in the United States. This kid has touched different places around the world, man. Um, he's yet to reach superstardom. And what I saw from him against Seletsky, obviously I like it. He went in there, he did what he was supposed to do. He finished him, vicious body shot. I was sitting there front row. I was able to hear the shot. I was like, oh damn. But let's not Fernando Vargas this kid. Okay. Let's not start saying like, hey, this dude is ready for the Canelos. This dude is ready for the big times. Cause I'm gonna be real with you, Vatos, man. Anybody who's somewhat of a name, I would favor over Pacheco. Now, I could be wrong, but Billy, I'll take Billy. Mungia, I take Mungia. Caleb Plant, I take Caleb Plant. When you talk about those guys, right? I even heard somebody say on another show saying like, "Hey, you know what? If David Benavides will move down to 168, that they'd like to see that fight." Obviously, they're in the same camp, so right, that fight won't happen. But just if we remove that, and just, hey, who do you think would win? I think Benavides would take it to him, dog. I still think Pacheco's I still think he's pretty green. I do, man. I like that you got to start throwing them in there a little bit more with stiffer competition. But don't Fernando Vargas this kid, man. Don't just start throwing him in there, to deep waters when this dude is just still, he's got his body in the water, man. But you can't start throwing him out there in the ocean yet, man. Um, is he ready? He might be. He doesn't look ready. He doesn't look ready for that to me. To that extent, he does not look ready for those times yet. Let's go ahead and let's bring in El Gran Chingón, El Mero Mero one, Mr. Jerry Contreras.
Hey, what's going on, Big Ed? Dispensa, I was running late. We had a leak in our kitchen area. So I had to call an emergency plumber, had to turn off the water, but it looks like they're going to take care of it first thing in the morning. We're going to be without water all night. But it
Eh,
is what it is. You prepare for these things, right? Nothing catches you by
Hey,
surprise.
hey, well, good thing you live in Florida. There's no drought over there for you guys,
Oh,
man.
dude, if I want water, literally, I got a bunch of coverings around my swimming pool, and I
Uh,
got all my furniture covered. And inside the furniture, because I got it covered with some like lonas, it's probably 2 feet, a foot of water. So if I need water, rainwater, all I do is go over there with a little shot, with a little glass. I can either drink it, bring it in the house. We got plenty of water over here, man, in Florida. That's the last thing that we're lacking right now is water.
well, over here in California, we got the biggest ocean. All we could do is just look at it because we're always told, hey, save water, conserve water. We're running out of water. We don't have water. Pero pues bueno.
Bueno, listo, listo. Who were you talking about? Because I see that Gordo Gordito, everybody's talking about, is he ready for the Big Eight? Are you talking about, which fight are you talking about, Cholo? I wasn't able to
Diego
catch it.
Pacheco.
Oh, okay. All
Okay.
right.
So Diego Pacheco. So I was there. I look. I like this kid. I'm a fan of this kid, and I want everybody to understand. I want this kid to reach the big times. I do. I want this kid to reach the big times. David, what did you see in the fight, man? How did you like his performance? Did you see? Okay, you know what? This kid could be something special. Talk to us about what you saw, man.
Brother, I'm going to reiterate what I said last week, and I stand by it. He needs to change coaches. I mean, no disrespect to Mr. Jose Benavides. I have nothing against him, but he has his son. I don't think he'll ever make another world champion. You know what I mean? And I think
Mm-hmm.
his son was a champion, a world champion at 168. I don't see him at 175. I just think that Diego Pacheco needs to follow the same pattern that Rayo followed. The guy that he was fighting with, Selecki, dude, that guy's beat up already. I mean, he's done. He's done. Put him in with Caleb Plant. We'll see how he does. I don't think he's even ready for Caleb Plant, to be honest with you right now. I think he's ready maybe for Berlanga. I don't think he's ready for Mungia, and I definitely don't believe that he's ready for Mabili. Not yet. Do I like the kid? I love the kid. The guy has a great attitude, speaks very well. I love that he had his daughter up there. That was beautiful. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? To me, family is everything. That was beautiful. But I really do believe if he wants to be a world champion, he needs to leave Benavides. Still keep Benavides like Rayo has. You know, I don't know what Benavides is with him, but he's no longer his training coach. But he needs to come with he needs to go to a new coach. Southern California, bro. He's from Southern California. Give him to
Mm-hmm.
Manny Robles. You know what I mean? Right there in LA. He just needs to change coaches. He's still green. I agree with you, G Funky. That's the word I was looking for. He's still green.
Yeah, man. After seeing his performance there live and everything, I was trying to make time to rewatch it to see what the commentators were saying. I didn't get a chance to do that, but just being there watching again, I didn't see anything special.
No,
I saw
there's
I
not.
saw I saw a lot of good things. I saw good things, but I also saw a lot of holes in this game too.
Yeah,
You know, good for him for scoring the knockdown or the knockout, I should say. Good for him for scoring the knockout against a veteran like Selesky. But look, Selesky's 35 years old. The dude was never an elite fighter. He was probably a gatekeeper at
yeah,
best. Selesky was just, he was a decent, solid fighter at his best time, and he's not at his best time right now, and he hasn't been for a minute. So I think Pacheco did what he was supposed to do. Good for him. Gets his name, in the conversations, gets it thrown around. But if I am on his team, I'm like, okay, look, we did what we're supposed to do. Your name is now being thrown around. That doesn't mean that now we need to go after it. Okay, what that means is that now we start building some momentum here, right? Let's keep on, like I was saying earlier, let's not Fernando Vargas this kid.
yeah.
Let's keep him going. Now, people could say like, hey, Holmes, look, check it out, man. Look at Canelo. Look who he was fighting at 23 years old. Not everybody's Canelo, man. Not everybody is that caliber of fighter. Some fighters just need to grow a little bit better. And I'm with you, David. I think as far as, man, as long as he stays with the Benavides camp,
No,
he's he's probably gonna get better, but very slowly. And
I
he'll
think he's
and
reached his ceiling with Benavides. I
okay.
really do. I think he's reached his ceiling. You know what I like about him, Ed, is that he's young, 23 years old, his height, his reach,
Mm,
and you know
mm,
what? That jab, but that's all he has. That 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then down to the liver punch. I mean, all night long, that's all we saw. His foot movement. So he definitely needs. I think he's reached his ceiling with Benavides. I really, no disrespect to Benavides, but he's reached his ceiling. And then plus, could you imagine now they're saying that he's a contender for Canelo, and you got David Benavides training in the same gym. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
I think there's a conflict of interest there. I really do, but I think above and beyond the conflict of interest, he needs a new trainer. And I think one of our Chicano trainers in LA, whether it's Robert Garcia Robles or what's his name, the gentleman from Coachella, he would be
Joel Diaz.
perfect for him. Joel
I,
Diaz, that
I,
would be a
that
perfect
that
trainer.
that's the guy that I would really team him up with
Yeah,
Joel Diaz. Go out to the desert and train with Joel Diaz, man. Because yes, he may get a little bit better, but it's gonna be very, very slow, and he'll probably never reach his full potential.
yeah.
So I dropped the poll. Um, what was it? I think it was yesterday. So I dropped the poll. Um, and it said I put it out there. who would you like to see Diego Pacheco fight next, right? Now we're not going off of promotion or anything. Just who would you like to see him fight next? Um, the options were Jaime Munguia, Caleb Plant, Demetrius Andre, and other someone else, right? Okay. Other we got 65 votes. Other only got 2%. Caleb Plant got 15%, 1 5, 15%. Jaime Munguia got 38%. Demetrius Boo Boo Andrade got 45%.
That'd be a good fight.
You know
Yeah,
what? I'm
that'd be a
with
good
it.
fight.
Yes, because
Yeah,
here's the thing. I do believe Caleb Plant puts it to Diego
yeah,
Pacheco.
me
Maybe
too.
it's a
Right
good
now,
fight. Yeah, yes,
right
yes.
now. Yeah.
I don't want to make it seem like Caleb Plant will go in there and completely whoop his ass. I Maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. But as far as Mungia and Billy, Caleb Plant, I think they all beat Diego Pacheco
Yes,
right now.
right
I
now.
would like to see him fight. Yeah, Demetrius Bubu Andrade. What else is that
Yeah.
dude doing?
Mhm. Or Dervinchenko. Or Dervinchenko. Hey, thank you, JC.
Yeah,
Dervinchenko,
yeah,
I mean,
that
with one
yeah.
arm, when he heals.
You okay? Who do you favor in that fight, David?
I got, I got,
Devinchenko.
I got, no, I got Pacheco. I got Pacheco on that one.
Do
And the
you?
only reason why, porque ya está cateado. I mean, Dervinchenko, dude, he's beat up, man. He's beat up. You know who else I would like to see him fight?
Man,
I'd like to see him fight your boy, man, Rosado. I'd like to see him fight Gabe Rosado. That'd be a pretty good little fight for him too. You know what I mean? That will show
yeah,
us. I mean, I think Pacheco will beat him, but that will
yeah,
show us because Gabe Rosado still has it. You know what I mean? I mean, look what he did to the bully. I mean, you know what I mean? But I would just like to see him with somebody that moves around. That's even though he's older, just see him with somebody better. I think even Rosado is better than Sulecki. You know,
yeah.
right now.
Yeah, I would say so. Yes,
Yeah,
I would say so. However, Rosado hasn't fought in quite a while,
yeah.
man. So I just he's over there calling
Fight.
fights and doing a pretty good job of it too.
Yeah.
So you know, um, so let's see what's next for now. Eddie Hearn,
Oh, that's a
David,
good
check this
one.
out. Check this out. Eddie Hearn
Yeah.
said that they are looking for the Canelo fight, but they're not looking for it right away. He's saying they want two more fights. Mungia kept on coming out of Eddie Hearn's mouth.
Yeah.
So, but that they want two more fights and that they're looking to make the Canelo fight September of next year. If there are two fights, David, what two fights is it that they should match up
I'm with
Pacheco with?
Pachuco. I forgot about have him fight Beck the Bully. I'd love to see that fight. And Beck the
Okay.
Bully is training with what's his name? Our boy from Indio, California. You just mentioned him right now. For whatever reason, I get a brain fart when I think about his name, Joel Diaz. I'd love
Yeah.
to see him fight Beck the Bully. That would be a damn good fight, man. That's a good one, Pachuco. I like that.
Yeah. That'd be pretty good, man. Yeah. Beck the bully. Some people say that he's a hype job. I think he's
No,
look,
he's
you
good.
don't have to.
Yeah.
Not every fighter has to be an elite fighter. So I say, look, I think he's pretty good. That does not mean I think he's great. He's just pretty good, and that's that. So yeah. Look, like I said in the post conference, right? I said, hey, I'm glad that you guys are not just waiting around waiting for the Canelo fight. I'm glad that you guys are actually making fights. And for Eddie Hearn to come out and say, look, we want two more fights before, the Canelo fight next September. So it's like, okay, that means you're going to keep Pacheco busy. That's a good thing. However, some of these guys that you're mentioning, like a Jaime
Yeah.
Munguia, I think will actually beat um,
Pacheco.
Pacheco.
Yeah, right
But
now,
they're
yes.
doing, but they're doing the right thing. They're doing the right thing. Now Pacheco's name is being thrown around in the Canelo conversation. Even if people are saying, "Nah, he ain't ready," doesn't matter. His name is being thrown around now. It wasn't being thrown around before. So they're doing the right thing. And we'll see what happens with Diego Pacheco, man. So when do we see him fight next? I don't know. We'll see. Uh, David, just before we move on to the next topic, um, who should he fight next? One person.
I like Beck the Bully. I like to see him
Okay.
fight Beck the Bully, or I would like to see him fight Dervinchenko. You know what I mean? Even let Dervinchenko get better. I like to see him fight him, but he's definitely not ready for Caleb Plant, for Mobili, or for Mungia. Anybody under them, I'd like to see him fight. But I like Beck the Bully. And you know what, Ed? Before I forget, I like what Raiders just said right now. Cholo Lampley, dude, I love the way you call fights.
Uh,
I had three televisions on. I was watching the USC game. I was watching the fights, and I had you on my laptop, and you were calling it better than any. And then those two idiots from the Zone, dude, you were calling it much better than them. So I really, really like, man, the way you call the fights and the way you were live and showing us, dude. Te aventaste, de veras. You need to do
hey,
that
man.
more often. That was
Oh
awesome, man.
man, I
So
hey,
good.
it's so much fun, man.
Oh
It's
yeah,
so much fun. I love doing it. The Wi-Fi there was a little bit choppy, but it was so much fun, man. So gracias to everybody
yeah.
who tapped in
Great
that
job.
night.
Yeah.
It was a fun night. Um, Pro Box next Wednesday has my boy shoot, I can't repronounce his name. Joshan. Joshan. I interviewed him here quite a while back. He's an up and coming fighter. My boy G Funky is one of his fighters, and he'll be fighting on Pro Box. I just want to go ahead and throw that out there. If you guys got the time next Wednesday, check out Pro Box, man. He's an upcoming fighter. So somebody brought up Ismael Barroso.
Yeah.
Man, you know what? Ismael Barroso, man, that's my dude, Holmes. That's my guy right there, man. I just that guy needs to go out with a good win and a good payday. Speaking on that, David, let's move on to Monster Inoue. He
Okay.
fought on Tuesday. What did you see from him? Because there's a lot of news behind him now. Um, Top Ranks talking about, hey, you know what? We should have one fight here in the United States. People keep going up and down with it, up and down, and I think they're kind of missing the point on it. But what's your thoughts on Monster Inoue?
You know what? Everybody's saying that he was gun shy because of when he was knocked down in the first round by Nettie. I didn't see it. You know what? This guy was old as dirt that he was fighting. He was pretty beat up before the fight. You know what I mean? But I'm telling you, Ed, this guy probably hit harder than Nettie because this guy was connecting. You know what I mean? He was definitely connecting. So I mean, dude, I enjoyed it. I got up at 6 in the morning to watch it here. I think it was about 6:15. But the fight that I really enjoy, if you want to talk about that later, was what was it, Takai against Junto or Nunto or something like that. That
Mm,
was a great fight, man. Great fight. But no, dude, I'm still impressed. I mean, my number one fighter is Usyk, and my number two is Nau. I mean, without a doubt, he's my number two fighter. He was just as good, brother. Just as good. I didn't see him drop a beat. I just saw him being a little precautious. Dude, I mean, when do you hit a guy so hard in the stomach that you break his back? You know what I mean? I mean, he hit him so hard with that body shot, the Vato couldn't even move after that. It dislocated his vertebrae, you know? No, he's
yeah.
still there. He hasn't lost an inch, man. He hasn't lost a nothing at all, man. He's still a great fighter.
Hey, those matador. I got my
Yes, sir.
nightgown ready, Holmes. So and that, he's in the news too. But look, yeah, look, I think I think he's an elite fighter. I don't think anybody beats him, man. I really
No,
do not think anybody beats him. People keep on bringing up Bam Rodriguez. He's a few weight classes
no.
down below. Bam Rodriguez has already said, look, that's a fantasy fight. I got a lot of things to do in this weight class, and there's still another weight class, in between. So, do we ever see that fight? Maybe, but Monster anyway is already 31 years old.
Hey, Ed,
So
Ed, I got somebody that will beat him.
who's that?
I got Junto Nakatani.
He
Junto
doesn't. Okay.
Nakatani, brother, he
Okay.
needs to go up to one weight class, and I think
Mm,
that he will beat him, man. I think that he
I,
would beat him. I really do, man.
okay. And
Yeah.
look, there. Okay, so
At
let's talk.
122, at 122. He
Right.
cannot go up past 122 because he's going to get knocked out. Even though he's great, he can't go up
Mm.
to 126. He needs to stay at 122. Junto needs to take the belt away from his brother, knock him out, and then go to 122, and it's a payback. I see Junto beating him. I really do. I see Junto beating him.
Oh, you're gonna be disappointed, David.
No, I
David.
don't think so, bro. I don't think
Okay.
so.
All right, David. And by the way, man, shout outs
In
to
Vegas, in
DM.
Vegas, in Vegas. Yes.
Okay, and shout outs to dmboxing.com, man. Our boy right there, David Martinez. This is a pen he gifted to
Oh,
me.
yeah.
Okay, David, let me ask you this because this has been going around the boxing community hard, and I think people are just missing the point. Okay, should Monster Inoue come fight in the United States?
Why not? Why not?
Okay, okay, all
Yeah.
right. I agree with you, and I'll give my point, but I'm just gonna combat it on what everybody else has been saying. He doesn't need to. He makes a
No,
lot of
he doesn't
money in
need to.
Japan.
Yeah, he doesn't need to. But why
Uh,
not? I mean, the experience, right? I mean, why not? But I mean, no, does he need to? Heck no, not at all. Dude,
mm,
not at all. But the experience, you know?
okay. All right. Look, here's what I would say, man. Here's what I would say because people keep on going with that. Hey, he doesn't need to. He doesn't need to. You're right. He doesn't need to. Okay. Nobody's saying he needs the United States. Here's what I'm simply saying. All right. You can still grow your stardom globally. All right. Unless you're a real hard boxing fan, you don't really know who he is in the States. Okay. You can grow. Now, he doesn't have to do this. He can just make the feria there, all in Japan. But I remember there was talks a while back about him possibly fighting at Dodger Stadium. Boom, right there, Holmes. Um, we got little Tokyo over here. Shohei Otani plays for the Dodgers. I'm telling everybody right now, man, I have never seen so many Japanese at Dodger Stadium. They show up, they show out, and they are loud, man. It would be an event to have Master Inoue. Now, would he make as much money as he would in Japan? No, he wouldn't. That's why you do not make a marquee fight for him in the United States. No, those are for Japan. Okay. Have him come over here, have him fight. I don't want to say a complete nobody, but just have him fight just anybody, some sort of mandatory that everybody knows he's going to beat, just to plant the seed here in the United States where you don't have to wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning, coast to coast, to watch it on a Tuesday. Make it prime time for the United States, all the Japanese fans here. You want to have it in Vegas? That's cool. Like I said, Los Angeles has little Tokyo. I'm sure they'll travel over there. You want to have it in Los Angeles? Little Tokyo's right here. They'll fill that arena up along with other, true boxing fans. It's not the fact whether he needs to or not. I'm just simply saying it will help him globally. He doesn't need it, of course, but it will still help his superstardom globally. Just plant the seed, and it's like, oh man, hey, what's going on? Shohei Otani will be there to walk him to the ring.
Yeah, that
Shohei
would be, and
Otani
then
will,
have him fight in LA at the state at the
yeah,
Coliseum or something. That would be awesome, man. Yeah.
Shohei Otani will walk him to the ring. People will be like, hey, what's going on over here? Boom. You just plant a seed. You don't need to have one of his marquee fights over here in the United States. No, do what do what Canelo did. Now it's a little bit different because Canelo actually is from Mexico, but do what Canelo did. Canelo went and fought John Ryder in Mexico, right? It wasn't a marquee fight for him. He would have made a lot more money had he stayed with the United States, but he just went over there for one because it's his country, so it's a little bit different. I understand. But he went over there also just to, hey, you know what? I'm here with you guys too, right? Monster Anyway could come over here with all the Japanese fans that are here and say, like, hey man, you know what? I'm here to perform. for my people that are here as well, showing you guys love. And it's not going to be a big marquee fight, but nonetheless, I'm coming over here to show some love. And yes, financially, he doesn't need to do that, but it grows his stardom in the world of boxing.
Hey, let me tell you something, Cholo. I know I'm going to probably get negative feedback from a lot of people because I'm going to be very truthful with it. Dude, the only face of boxing right now is
Mm,
Canelo.
right.
Literally, you throw Bam Rodriguez here in Tampa, you throw him in Orlando, you throw him in and even in East LA. You have him walk
Mm,
down downtown LA, dude. Nobody will know who Bam Rodriguez is unless if you're a boxing fan, and maybe one out of 1,000 is going to be a boxing fan. Other than that, nobody's going to know. You throw Tank Davis over here, the same places that I mentioned. Throw him in downtown San Diego, dude. Nobody's going to know who Tank David is. Tank Davis is. I'm telling you,
mm.
nobody. Dude, I'm telling you, one out of every maybe 3, 4,000 is a semi boxing fan. They're not going to know. But you throw Canelo downtown San Diego, you even put him here in Tampa. I guarantee you, they will know who he is. Now going back to Inau, dude. I mean, there's a saying: all the chinos look alike to us. You know what I mean? To us, and you throw them no matter where, dude. People are still not going to know who they are unless if they're real boxing fans. And
Right.
they say the same things about us. All Mexicanos look alike. All Puerto Ricanos look alike. So it's the same thing. You know what I mean? So I don't think it's going to really help his stardom. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
The people are going to say, "Here he comes." I mean, the only reason they're going to know he's coming, the only reason they know Tank Davis is coming, because he has 20 people around him. You keep them by themselves, keep Bam Rodriguez by himself, dude. Don't you see a little kid with sideburns with a tattoo? You know what I mean? But you put Canelo, dude, everybody will stop, or at least somebody will say, that's Canelo. In any restaurant here in Tampa, Orlando, Miami, or San Diego, or LA. Tell me if I'm wrong.
Okay, and I would throw in a couple of other guys in there, David. I think Anthony Joshua. I think everybody knows who he is
Yes,
as well.
yes. That's a
Anthony
that's a
Joshua,
that's a special
and
dude.
and and
And
maybe
Tyson Fury. Tyson
yeah,
Fury. That's
and
another one.
maybe
Yeah.
Tyson Fury as well,
Yeah,
and maybe
Wilder
Tyson
too,
Fury as
maybe.
well.
Wilder. Yeah. Pero
Yeah,
esos otros
probably. Yeah.
chaparros, dude, did you see him? I mean un chaparro with tattoos on his sideburns. You know what I mean? They're not gonna know who they are unless if you put them in Texas, we'll definitely know who they are because you know what?
But
There's
everybody
boxing.
knows who. Oh, you know what? That's maybe so. Maybe Ryan. Maybe you could throw Ryan in
Oh,
there.
Ryan, you could throw
Maybe.
Ryan on there.
Yeah,
Yes,
you
he
could
has over a
throw Ryan in
million
there.
followers. Yes, I agree
Yeah,
with you, Gordo Gordito. Ryan's special. Yeah.
yeah,
But los
yeah.
otros
And there
feos, no.
and we'll get into Ryan Garcia in just a second because there's a little bit of news which I think actually makes sense.
Which one?
But just to finish with Monster anyway, um, yeah, Junto, that obviously that's the fight to be made. But I just want to go ahead and clarify that with all this. Oh no, he should just stay in Japan. He should just fight in Japan. He should just
No, no.
look,
Come to America.
look.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, man. I mean,
Yeah.
it doesn't need to be a big fight, but it could be a big event. See, that's what I am saying. Okay, when Canelo went to Mexico, again, it's a little bit different because it's his country. I understand, but when he went to Mexico, it wasn't a big fight, but it was a big event. That's what I'm saying. A Monster anyway coming over here would be a big event. They can make it a big event. You got
And you
little
know what, Cholo?
Chocos.
He's fought
It
here
doesn't need to be a
before.
big fight. Yeah.
I know,
Okay.
Cholo.
Yes.
He's fought, I
Yes.
think, twice,
Yes.
right? I think JC mentioned, I think he's
Yes.
fought here twice, but he
Yeah. I
wasn't
think
as known as he is today, right? When he fought?
that's right. Exactly. So people are saying he's fought, I think, 3 times here, but he wasn't Monster anyway
No, they
at
just
that
saw another
time. He wasn't.
Chino up fighting up on the ring. It was just another Chino to them. You know what I
Well,
mean?
yeah,
But now it's the monster. But back then it was a
well,
Chino,
well,
right?
how many? Okay, how many fights did Canelo Alvarez have in Mexico
Exactly.
For Mexicanos to be
Exactly.
saying like, "Hey, he never fights over here. He never fights," and then for people to say like, "Oh, he fought there all the time."
You're
Back
right.
when he
Yeah.
was young, yes, but he wasn't the Canelo Alvarez
That he is
yet.
today. Yes.
Exactly. That's why it was important for him to go fight over there against John Ryder. It wasn't a big fight, but it was a big event. Now you could say like, oh, he fought there plenty of times. Yes, but he wasn't that
You know
guy.
what? JC saying that he was the monster already. Do you remember when he fought here? I don't remember. I know I saw
Is
it. I
no
had to see
no
it, but
no. Oh,
but I don't
okay, okay.
remember. Can you tell us, JC, when he fought? Was he the monster already?
No, he wasn't. No, okay. When I what I mean by monster, it doesn't mean that he wasn't going by that nickname. I'm saying the popularity that he has today, he didn't have it back then. That's what I'm saying. He started blowing up not too loud, probably somewhere around like the Stephen Fulton fight. That's when people really started talking a lot about him.
JC
So,
says that during COVID he fought over here.
yeah, he fought over
He said
here during
that.
COVID in the
Did he?
bubble.
Yeah.
He fought in Vegas at the Cosmopolitan one time as well.
Do you know who else
But
was on the card by any chance? Must have been a big
no,
card, right? Maybe
no.
Chief Monkey knows.
But what I'm saying is that yeah, he probably went by the nickname Monster anyway, but nobody was talking about him. Nobody was really looking after his fights the way they're looking at him now. So that's
Hmm.
why I'm saying he's a bigger star today. So it's like, yeah, you know what? Come plant a seed over here, make it a big event. It doesn't need to be a big fight. Boom, and that's just he doesn't have to, of course, but I think it'll be good for his legacy and for him in the world of boxing. Yeah. So put him in a fight that he'll win. That way, it's a big event. Everybody shows up to watch him win, and he puts an ass whooping in 5 rounds.
Dude, put him in Mexico and have the crowd chanting "Chino, Chino, japonés, come tacos y no me des." Remember that scene? It wasn't tacos, by the way. I love
All
that G Funky.
right.
Come caca y no
All
me
right.
des.
Hey, let's move on to Turkey Al Sheikh. Turkey Al Sheikh is coming out, David, and saying, "Hey, listen, everybody, calm down. I'm here for you. I'm a man of the people, and I'm bringing down the prices of pay per view. The prices of PPVs are going down." He's talking about $15, $20 for a
Dude,
pay per view.
one fight that I wasn't gonna buy, and I'm still not gonna buy. You know what I mean? I mean the Joshua,
Okay.
that's the only fight he's talking about. You know what I mean? I mean, he's not talking about if Canelo gets on, they're going to pay him 200 million. You think he's talking about that fight? Of course not. He's talking about this next fight where the card is trash. The only good fight is Anthony Joshua and Du Bois. Other than that, he better sell it for $19. He wants to sell it in America. I don't see anybody buying it other than for $19. I think it's a play in
All right.
words on his end. I think it's a play in words that I am lowering it, but just for that fight. I don't think we're going to see the rest of the fights from Riyadh $19. I do not see that. Not with Canelo fighting.
Okay, now with Canelo fighting, but Canelo's not in the mix right now. But what about the rest of the fights? What if he does put him down to 15, 20
Well,
bucks?
good. Hey, man, we're paying for him anyways. I mean, all his money comes from our oil money, so gas money. So we're paying for it anyways. You know what I mean? So yeah,
You,
see, no, hey, thank you, gracias, mil gracias.
I knew David was gonna be saying something similar, but I find it hard. I want to give Turkey Al Sheikh props, and I do give him
Yeah,
props. Hey,
yeah,
guys,
give the
guys for
props,
making these
man.
fights. I think in the long run is kind of gonna hurt the sport of boxing in the long run. But I just want to say, David, he's a God bless you, Holmes. Red blooded Americans, dog. That's right. We're
Oh,
over
bro.
here. I just want to go put gas, dog. That sucker was way over $100, So yeah,
Exactly, man.
yeah,
So we're paying
man.
for it.
Shoot.
We're paying for it, you know? In one way or another, we're paying for it.
Um, well, look, he's also talking about starting a league in boxing. He already got De La Hoya. He already got Eddie Hearn. Over there agreeing with him. Not so much to start a league, but they're in cahoots with him. Um, could this happen, David? Could this happen that it will be a league? Maybe not every single fighter will be in it, but can it be that it turns into something to like a UFC?
Brother, they did it with golf. Nobody thought that they could do it. They did it with golf. You know
Mm.
what I mean? I mean, golf is a very tight society, and they did it with golf. They started their own Riyadh golf. So can they do it? Of course they can. Of course they can. But they will do it. And just like what happened with golf, they will become enemies for 6 months and then they'll rejoin again together again because they're going to pay a lot of money. A lot of people are going to want to go for the money. But yes, they can. Money. They have a lot of money.
This guy is-
Oh yeah, I believe you. 20,000 or less.
uh, Yeah, look, I personally look, I think this hurts the sport of boxing in the long run. We can enjoy it now, absolutely, but now fighters are gonna be wanting to be getting paid money that is it's gonna be too ridiculous. Once they get used to once it becomes normal to be making the money that your excellency is paying, dog, you think they're prima donnas now? Dog, we're gonna see some extremely prima donnas and dudes that are gonna be fighting like once every 18 months.
Cholo, but are they really making that money? Do you know how much Crawford made? I read somewhere where what Crawford made with his last fight in LA. Dude, it wasn't nothing compared. Do you remember reading? I think it was
Oh,
like 3 million. Can
oh,
somebody
okay.
please tell me, G Funky, how much Crawford made on his last fight in LA under Turkey? Under
You're
Turkey. It
you're
wasn't
you're
30
you're
million. It
no,
wasn't
no, no,
50,
no, no.
it
You're
wasn't
right. You're right.
15 million. It wasn't 15 million.
Okay, you're right, David. However, nobody was asking for that fight. Nobody was like, oh
Oh, I
man, there's
know,
a
I
fight.
know.
Yeah,
But
no,
look,
there's a fight that we want to make that we can't get done.
I know, but what I'm saying is people are always saying that he paid. You know what? Yes, he did pay uh all these heavyweights 80 million. You know what I mean? But is he
Mhm.
really paying that much more money than top rank? Maybe more than Golden Boy, Golden Showers, but more than top rank, more than PBC. You know what PBC? I mean, let's really find out how much. Can you tell me, G Funky,
Oh, no, okay.
how much he made
Look,
in his last fight,
look,
Crawford? I thought it was
well,
three
look.
million, and that's not much
Yeah, I think it was
for a
somewhere
headline
around like 3 million. Well,
for
look,
a
I mean,
headline fight.
okay, I'll say this, David. I'll say this. I'll say this. Okay, if fighters are, depending on who the fighter is, right? Let's just say there's a fighter out there that's averaging, say, $2 million a fight, right?
Like who? Like who?
Um, well, let's throw in Crawford. I don't know what he regularly makes, but
Okay,
let's just say he makes somewhere around like $2 million, right? A fight, average, a little more, a little less, right? And then here comes Turkey Al Sheikh. He doesn't need to offer him 10 million. He just says like, "Hey, you average about 2 million. Um, I'll pay you 3.5 million for your fights." I mean,
why not?
he doesn't need to offer, five times what you're making. He just needs to throw in another extra 2 million. He doesn't if you're making 20 million a fight and he comes in and says like, "I'll pay you 25 million." Boom. That I it just you just need to move the needle just a little bit more
Yeah,
for
but
the fighter to be
see,
like,
Cholo,
okay,
G Funky just said Crawford made, and I remember reading about that, made 10 million guaranteed with Spence. Now that
okay,
was that was against Spence, but now he's fighting for Turkey on this big card, the card of the year that I personally call the card of the year for 3 million. I
right.
mean, a year
Okay,
ago he made, yeah, I know it's Spence and I know it was a big fight, but still he went with Turkey for 3 million when he made guaranteed 10 million against Spence. So if Turkey is really enticing these fighters for more money, is it really more money?
well, I look what King is saying right here is true. Bob Arum came out and said he was actually losing money with
Yes, he
Terrence
was.
Crawford.
He was.
Okay, and that's true because he wasn't like a big superstar.
Mhm.
So I mean, against somebody like Spence, yeah, he's gonna make a lot more money. When he's fighting Madrimov, a lot of guys didn't even really know who that dude was.
I didn't know who he was. Yeah.
He had 11 professional fights. So was he gonna get paid anywhere else $3 million to fight this guy? Probably not. That's why I'm saying if if a promoter is gonna offer you 10 million to fight someone. And here comes King Cholo with all the money in the world and says, "Hey, you know what? I'll pay you 13 million." I didn't raise the needle a lot. I just raised it just a little bit for that other promoter to say like, "No, I'm already overpaying him, paying him 10 million. Well, I'm just moving the needle just a little bit. I'm gonna offer him 12, 13 million." And there we go. I think in the long run, man. In the short run, it's pretty cool because these fights are happening. But in the long run, I think it's gonna hurt boxing because I think these fools are gonna be turned into a lot of just prima donnas, man, and thinking that they're worth something that they're really not. But speaking on Crawford, um, speaking on Crawford, just linking it up to the Ryan Garcia thing. But here's the thing: I know people don't want to talk about Ryan Garcia, but I think there's something here that makes sense. David, Terrence Crawford he's let it be known. Look, Canelo or nothing. That's it. You give me the Canelo fight or nothing. Is he really serious about it? I don't know, but I would say this: Ryan Garcia has came out talking smack about Terrence Crawford. Here's the thing to me, David. I know people are. I know Vatos are gonna be like, man, that's a clown show. That fool's a clown and everything. I know all that. Okay, I know all that. But here's the thing, David. If Terrence Crawford is looking for a big payday in the ring, right? That's why he wants Canelo. He's not willing to fight Boots. He's not willing to fight really Virgil Ortiz. He wants a big payday. Isn't a consolation prize when we talk about money wise? Wouldn't it be a Ryan Garcia? I know he'll whoop Ryan Garcia, but if we're just talking about dollars, wouldn't it make sense for him to say, you know what? I can't get the Canelo fight. I know I'm not gonna make as much money with Ryan, but I'll make more money with Ryan than any one of these other guys, and that's an easy payday for me. Wouldn't it make sense for Crawford to entertain this?
You know what? I'd watch it just to see Ryan get knocked out and hopefully retire. You know what I mean? And why not give Crawford the money he deserves? You know what I mean? He didn't make a lot of money. And you know what? He at one time was my pound for pound, not anymore, but at one time he was. And you know what? He's a special fighter. Why not, man? The guy's what, 37, 38 years old? Hey,
Yeah.
man, just, you know what? Have him fight Ryan Garcia, have him put Ryan Garcia to sleep. And then maybe nobody's gonna lose money on Crawford. Like everybody says, he's been losing a lot of money. Why not? I mean, why not? I
I,
mean, let him make some money, and he will put Ryan to sleep. He will put Ryan to sleep, and I think
oh
it's time
yeah,
to
yeah,
put him to
yeah.
sleep. Yeah, why
Yeah,
not? You
yes.
know,
Now, yeah. Now,
business
don't.
wise, it makes sense. Business wise,
Yes.
yeah,
If Canelo says a hard no, which Canelo has already came out and says like he's he hasn't closed the door on the Crawford fight. He never asked for it, but hey, it's a possibility. And the way 168 pounds right now looks, I mean, I think the Crawford fight probably makes him the most money past the Berlanga fight. But if I were on Crawford's team and Canelo says, I'm not doing this with Crawford, then I would say, hey, Crawford, listen, man, you're looking for a good payday to ride off into the sunset, right? Yeah, you'll make a couple of bucks fighting Virgil. He might win. You make a couple of bucks fighting Boots. These are young, hungry guys. But you'll make more money fighting this douchebag, homie, Ryan Garcia, and you'll beat the brakes off this kid, man. So, you're not getting the Canelo fight. So the next step for you to get a good payday, it'd be this kid. So go get him. Let's make it happen. So if I were part of the Crawford camp, I would entertain it. If we don't get the Canelo fight, I would entertain it. I'd be like, okay, cool, let's make it
and you
happen.
know what, Ed? I agree with King Sukuna. I agree with him. I would love to see Canelo easy money, man. It would be an easy money, and he would get paid good money with the Turk. You know what I mean? Why not?
Mm.
Why not go take their money away? Why not? Easy money
Puerto Rican
against Crawford. I'd love to see
rum.
it. Easy money.
Puerto
Hey,
Rican
what's up,
rum.
Rico?
Wepa Boricua. Hey, lastly, before we call it, this went pretty viral. We've been talking about it for a long time, man. Teofimo Lopez, just the way we are kind of talking about Diego Pacheco should, leave the Benavides camp because he's not going to grow. I've been saying it for a while. Teofimo Senior, he can't bring the best out of his son. He can't do it. He's not an elite trainer. Okay, he's just not. Teofimo has elite skills,
He does.
but he needs an elite trainer to bring that out of him. And his dad, look, I've talked to his dad before. No disrespect to him, but his dad is like one of his homies. You know what I mean? Like he gets involved in a little bit of mensadas here and there. Footage is out, David. We saw him in the ring, working with Canelo. Um, what's your thoughts, man? Teofimo Lopez working with Canelo, good for him. Should he stay with him? Does that give him an option to be like, you know what, man? Hey, cool with my dad, but dad's got to take a back seat. I got to start learning.
Teofimo Lopez needs a good mentor. He needs somebody that is disciplined. And you know
Mm,
what? Canelo is disciplined, even though they showed a couple of nights ago him being drunk. But I mean, hey, you know what? He was on his days off. You know what I
mm,
mean? But
right.
he is very disciplined. And you know what? Theo Fimo is a follower. So he needs somebody like Canelo and he needs somebody like Eddie Reynoso. So I love it. I like it. And you know what? I've always said that there's very few prodigies. And I see Theo Fimo Lopez as a prodigy, but his worst enemy is himself, just like Tank Davis. I don't see him a prodigy, but I see him, his worst enemy is himself. Same thing with Theo Fimo Lopez. I hope that he moves to San Diego, lives in San Diego, and trains with Canelo. Good discipline for him and a good coach. I like Eddie for him. And I think we'll see a new Teofimo
Yeah.
Lopez.
Hey, what's up, Tony Boswell? Saludos
Hey,
to
what's up?
everybody in the chat.
Hey,
If I'm missing
Joaquin,
you,
what's going on,
man.
brother?
Hey, Joaquin, look, you're not lying, homie. But at the same time, the company that you surround yourself with makes a big
Yes.
difference. And
Yeah.
that's why, look, I don't want to disrespect his dad, but his dad, dog, his dad is more like one of his homies, a little bit more. His dad, raises his voice, gets into a lot of drama and stuff. He's not the worst dad. Don't get me wrong. There's been worse there's been worse dudes out there. But if he surrounds himself, like David said, around a training camp that's very disciplined,
They
a
are.
on schedule, on time, on set, no fooling around. You eat, breathe, sleep boxing. You drown yourself into the sport of sweet science. That's gonna help him mentally, man. It's not gonna give him time to be out there and doing all kinds of desmadre. Sometimes, and yeah, gordito, you know, yeah, he might need some therapy, or
Yes, he does.
sometimes, man,
Yeah.
or yeah, or sometimes you just need to get away from the company
Yeah.
that you've surrounded yourself with. You know, um, I think everybody can speak from experience. I could speak from experience, man. Kicking with certain camaradas, I'm like, dog, you know what? This does not help me in my life. As a matter of fact, man, all it does is just bring me down, dog. Hanging out with a bunch of dudes that just want to drink all weekend, every weekend, and they get into just dumb stuff is not doing me any good. Okay, so Tio getting into that or surrounding himself with that type of company that's very strict. You guys remember what Canelo said and the camp said about Ryan Garcia. Like, dog, this fool, he's undisciplined. They didn't want him there. They didn't want Ryan there. Why? Because of his mensadas. So I mean, I like it. I like it. David, I like it, man.
And you know what, Ed? Him being in San Diego, the weather's beautiful. They're
Mm,
training by the ocean. You got Rosarito there. You got horses. Dude, it doesn't get better than that. If Canelo could get him into golf, that would be even better to get his mindset going. You know what I mean? So I think
mm,
it's perfect for him to be over there. His dad's a nut. Everybody knows he's a nut, and they're going to treat him like a nut, but they're going to treat Theo with discipline, and that's what he needs. And he needs a mentor. Nobody else like Canelo to mentor him, not only in boxing, golf, but also in business, because Theo
mm.
also has a business mind and he's going to learn a lot from Canelo. I think we're going to see a different Theo if he stays with Eddie Reynoso and Canelo. I like it.
Yeah, yeah, like Tony Boswell was saying, Eddie isn't a yes man. He will
No, he's
let
not.
you know. Yeah, he will let him know. Look, you either follow the rules, homie, or get your stuff and get the heck out of here.
Yeah.
That is it. That is it. You get your stuff and get out of here. I kind of wonder what's up with his dad. His dad could stand, kind of be around, but I kind of wonder what's up with
So
with
somebody
Tito.
mentioned, I don't know where I got it, that the father was sick. The father
Okay.
was sick. I don't know if it's cancer. I don't know what it is. And don't quote me on that, but somebody mentioned that his father was not well physically.
Mm,
You know what I mean? We know
yeah.
mentally he called himself Nostradamus, but physically there was something wrong. So I think it's a perfect time for him to move. Excellent.
Yeah.
Yes, we saw that.
Yeah. Just Tio, and he's still young. He's still
Yeah.
young enough. It's not like you got to remake a 33-year-old fighter. Like, no, he's still young enough. Where you can make some differences in his life. I still think this kid, man, his athleticism, his speed, all that stuff, man, this kid could
Yep.
still be great. And I just, I, I'm a fan of his. It's always what Teofimo are we gonna get? If he stays with this camp now, great for him. And I think nothing. I think only good things can come from it. So, man, hopefully that turns into something. But we shall see. Well, Mikey didn't get a chance to make it on. David, you have a leak in the house. I'm gonna go to the movie theater to go watch Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice. There is a fight tonight, David.
Yes. As a matter
Yeah,
of fact,
there is.
isn't it right there down the street? Why didn't you go to it? It's in
It's into
Pachanga, right?
yeah, it's in Temecula. Yeah, it's in
Temecula. Yeah.
Temecula. Yeah, yeah. I should have, because I think it's gonna be a great fight. It's a meaningless fight. It doesn't matter, but it's gonna be a good one. Ivan Redcatch against Jose Zepeda on the zone. It's gonna be a good one. One guy's 35, the other guy's 38. Just throw them in there so they could throw chingazos one of
No,
these times.
Cepeda isn't 35.
Yeah, yeah. Look, let me
Cepeda?
see.
Dude,
Yeah.
Cepeda's like maybe 20, 28, 30.
Hang on. I think you're talking about the wrong Zepeda.
We're talking about Camarón Cepeda, right?
No, 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 no,
Oh, we're
no, no,
talking
not
about the
Camarón.
old Cepeda?
Jose Cepeda.
Oh,
Jose Cepeda.
oh,
Yeah,
no, forget
yeah.
it. Well, it'd be a good fight. It'd be a good fight. I thought it
It's
was
gonna be a
Camarón
good fight.
Cepeda. I thought it
No,
was Camarón.
no,
Oh, no,
no.
dude. Yeah, don't waste
Uh,
your time, but it'll be a good fight. I'm gonna watch it anyway.
it's gonna be a
Yeah,
good fight. You guys
yeah.
tune in, man. All right,
Dude,
David. Anything else before we call
you
it?
know what, brother? I just want to thank you. You know what? I have my other two shows, and
Mm,
they're great shows. You guys get a chance every Tuesday at 6 o'clock on the Gray Line, the story behind the Blue Line. We have some outstanding guests. On Wednesday, we have Ash Wednesday. We actually smoke a cigar, have a drink, and it's more laid back. Next Wednesday, I got a guy by the name of Chris Hastings. This guy worked Pablo Escobar. ¿Cómo se llama la mujer esa? Griselda
Griselda.
Blanco. Dude, this guy is, man, he lives in the Philippines now, married a wife over there, has kids, but this guy's a true legend. I've had some really good legends on my shows, and I enjoy those shows. Don't get me wrong, I really do, because I mean, I get a chance to meet some very interesting people, man. I mean, Mundo Mendoza, boxing referees. I mean, I've had a
Mm,
lot of people, but the show that I look forward the most, believe it or not, is being here with you and Mikey. I love, dude. I look at my time over here. It starts at 8 o'clock. I can't wait to talk about boxing with you guys. I really like I said, I love those shows, but this is a show that I look forward to, that we could just be ourselves and just talk about what we love the most is boxing. You know what I mean? And I wanted to
yeah.
thank you publicly, you and Mike. I know he's not here, for giving me this opportunity. You cannot believe how much I look forward to being on this show with you guys and seeing JC, seeing all these dudes now, Gordo, Gordito, Joaquin, and all these guys, you know what I mean, that come on
Mm,
and are with us every week. I look forward to reading their comments, making me laugh sometimes. But mil gracias, de veras, de todo corazón, for allowing me to be part of your family, Cholo. Thank you very much.
yeah. Likewise, brother. Likewise. And for everybody, man, who's interested, for anybody who does not know, David spent most of his life in law enforcement, dealing with cartels, dealing with the prison gangs. Yes, the California prison gangs. And he has a show that he talks a lot about it with former law enforcement, former members, I mean, all go check out the Gray Line. So if you guys are interested in all that stuff, man, because it's some good stuff. But
Thank
with
you, brother.
that, that is one Mr. David Contreras, Cholo Trucker, slow boxing week. But whatever you guys do this week, enjoy doing this. We can come back and do it again. Catch you guys on next round.